From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Travis Meyer.
Hey, check this out. Dust devil. Massive dust devil. But it's Oklahoma, so that's just kind of normal. Just a typical day. Marty Logan saw this out in northwest Oklahoma, Cheyenne. It was where an area had burned, and the uneven heating created uneven winds, so to speak, a little bit more of a weak low pressure, and also a little bit of shear, and that shear was just enough with that rising air to create a funnel. And it was pretty cool looking. I mean, but of course it's bone dry out there, just like it is every place else. Anyway, speaking of which, today's highs hitting upper 90s to low 100s. It was up to 110 in far southwestern Oklahoma. Those 110-degree readings are headed our way. 108 today in Dallas. 101 in Tulsa. Didn't feel that bad. Clear and Pierre, 108. Up to the north of us. Again, the hot air is starting to move back east, all because of that dominating high pressure system. And you just kind of tell from where the temperatures were so hot. And this thing, unfortunately, is going to start moving further east with time. And as it does so, it's going to continue to dominate the southern plains. And eventually, for the weekend, will be centered right over us. And that's just not what we see. And then that'll be across the eastern part of the country. And so the only time that we have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm is going to be late tomorrow night into Wednesday morning with a boundary coming through. Then after that, we're just going to have a wing and a prayer, so to speak, of when the next chances of rain are. Probably one of the biggest problems beside obvious drought, no rain, is the fact that we have excessive heat. So these are the color magenta here. When you get into excessive heat warnings, you're talking 110 to maybe 115 heat index values. It is very, very dangerous. So much of Oklahoma is going to be under the gun or under the heat gun, whatever you want to call it for that. The Dallas-Fort Worth area was just like it was today earlier in the southwestern portions of the state of Arkansas. So it's a rough go. Speaking of, and I said already, dry. So we're at about 38 days now without rain around the Tulsa area. We've had sprinkles and a few things here and there. Maybe get the sidewalk wet. But I mean, anything significant. I mean, you have to go out west. You know, it's just weird to have to talk about that. And because of that, Craig mentioned this a little bit ago, we have multiple burn bans now. Okmulgee, Creek County, don't burn. And I do believe we'll be adding a lot more as we go through this week because things have just turned crispy across so many areas. My ranch area just went from greenish to now it's just brown. It's like that happened almost on 2 or 3 days. And unfortunately, we have nothing going on that looks good. Isolated shower thunderstorm. If you get an isolated storm, you're lucky, but you're probably going to be in about 5% of the people that have an opportunity to see rain in the next 10 to maybe 15 days. Our temperatures are generally in the 70s. In the drier air, 80s though, elsewhere 90s to the south. There's a lot of humidity here. Where it's drier air, it's allowing the temperatures drop off, so at least you get that at night, but that's not going to last too long. So the morning, we're pretty nice up here. Down to the south, you guys, you'll be lucky to get to 75 in McAllister, and then tomorrow afternoon, what? 111? It's just awful. Awful. This is actual heat. That's not heat index values. The only thing we have going for us is isolated shower thunderstorm that could form late tomorrow night, early Wednesday morning. And I mean, there's so few, you can't even hardly see them. But there could be about 5–10% coverage. And then during the day, that boundary is moving a little bit further south. But you do have a slight chance of storms. But look at McAllister again. You're near 110 for the next couple of days. And I mean, we're not that much better, and we're behind the boundary. And then we're looking at Thursday, hot, Friday, hot, and we can extend this and keep it going for a long time. No rain except for that slight chance Tuesday night into Wednesday, and that's about it in the next 2 weeks. Unreal. And it's hottest time of the year at 95 to begin with. Add another 10 degrees to that on average for the next 2 weeks. I'm trying to find a way to be positive. It's a little hard right now when it's going to be 100 at noontime. Excessive heat warning, and of course we have as well ozone alert in effect. So tomorrow is a tough, tough day. And then the afternoon temperatures of 108. Downtown could be 110. McAllister, you could be 110 to 111. And the heat does not stop there. It keeps on going. So we made some comparisons. We'll make some more tomorrow about 1980 and 2011 and 2012. We're in the history books, I do believe, at the rate we're going.